Good evening. Welcome to ORP TV News, coming to you live on this Sunday, July 16th. We are halfway through summer. Seemed like we would never get to summer, and here it is, halfway through it already. Oh, I love summer. I mean, it's just the best time of year. You get all this racing, so it's kind of depressing. I'm just glad we don't have to go back to school anymore, aren't you? Mr. Stiver, how are you this evening, sir? Well, we're coming to you live from the JK Auto Repair Studio. JK Auto Repair, a full-service car care provider located in Ozark, Missouri. You can give them a call at 581-2004. Go see my buddies John King and Zach Jones. It's the only place I take my cars to, and I trust them completely, and I recommend you check them out as well. This is the Twister Alley Raceway Weekend Wrap-Up. They just do not get any better than Twister Alley Raceway. I'm still shocked sometimes when I tell some people, because once in a while someone will ask me about racing going on when I meet someone new. And I tell them about Twister Alley Raceway, and I say they'll have 100 to 150 entries depending on the weekend, and they're just shocked. So if you haven't been down here to check this out, or you know somebody that's wanting to get into karting, this is absolutely the premier karting track anywhere. I've yet to see a track any better than this. E3 Speedway, a great small track for beginners. I would definitely say it's a little bit smaller. Beautiful track as well. We're going to be talking about them here coming up in just a little bit. But Twister Alley Raceway, one of our premier sponsors, to say the least. Hannah O. from Home Sweet Home Realty and Associates, 417-631-7657. Absolutely getting it done. If you're looking to buy, sell, trade, move up, move down, add to your portfolio of homes, whatever it is, Hannah O. can guide you through the process from beginning to end. AAA Ratio, one of our sponsors, and he is premiering all of his videos on Facebook now. So primarily on Facebook. Austin Aziz Racing covers all sorts of racing, especially IndyCar. I don't know a lot about that, so I tell you, Austin does, and he does a fantastic job. Absolutely, he's the best. He really is. Plus, Sigs and Swigs and Nixa, Whistle Stop and Monette, The Busted Still and Clever, Seymour Liquor and Tobacco in Seymour, Missouri, The Trading Post in Hartville, and Shiners in Aurora, Missouri. Drop in there. You can check out. They've got all kinds of things. Everything from your various high-end quality wines to you can grab yourself some sodas. You can mix that up with some of your vodkas and fine cigars, tobaccos, whatever it is you need. The litany of stores here from South Fork Ranch. And there he is. Man, I tell you what, it's just an honor to be able to call him a friend. And anytime he pops in here, it's I feel like Johnny Carson and now one of the greats has walked in on my studio getting to hang out with me. Mr. Austin Aziz is here. I'm so glad to see him. He had a great run last night. Good job last night. And Kenny Foster's here as well. Kenny and Austin battling it out in that Legends class last night at Springfield Raceway. But our sponsors also include Team Aziz, AAA Race Show, Down to Earth Lawn and Landscaping, Titans at 10-5, MKRA Midwest Kart Racing, and the Missouri Motocross Hall of Fame. Need to start getting that on your mind. We've been hearing a little bit, some people kind of asking some questions about the Moto number 5, the 5th annual Missouri Motocross Hall of Fame event, that coming up in February. We're going to be taking nominations very soon. Mr. Ian Wiedenbaker, before you can even ask, I'm going to say hello to you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. NASCAR. Well, if you're like me, you turned it on earlier today. If you didn't already know, that was rained out. They have postponed that event. That is going to be tomorrow, 11 a.m., still on the USA Network. 11 a.m. tomorrow will be the NASCAR New Hampshire race. So you didn't miss anything today. That was not on. And if you tried to watch that, well, then I'll flip over and watch NHRA. That was not already on. I'm reading this. That was not on. If you have DirecTV, you aren't getting Fox. But don't worry, I'll tell you about the winners from the NHRA later in the show. I want to start things off with some really, really good news. I'm so excited about this. Our friend Lizzie Musey daughter of the famous Pat Musey engine builder, and a phenomenal, absolutely beautiful person, and a sweetheart, and a hell of a racer on Street Outlaws and drag racing in her own right. Well, Lizzie had been diagnosed with advanced cancer here a few months ago, and we talked about that, and it didn't look great. This is Lizzie and her mom and her dad, Mr. Pat Musey, and Lizzie is undergoing treatment. And Pat Musey shared this, and I'm going to read this to you. Thank you to the support that you all have shown Lizzie Musey and her family. Liz and I have been in Houston at MD Anderson Cancer Center for the past few days with Lizzie as she undergoes her next round of treatment. We received awesome news this morning showing that Lizzie's treatment is working. There have been no progression of the cancer, and all existing tumors have shrunk. Her blood levels look great, so we'll be here with her today as she receives her third treatment. Family sticks together no matter what. I am so thankful for that, because there is not a kinder, sweeter person on this planet that I've met than Lizzie Musey, and she has certainly gone through a lot. So I'm glad to see the positive news from her dad and mom about the treatment that she's going through. So hopefully this will continue on going that way. She's gone through a lot. Her and Kai Kelly have split up. She was very supportive of Kai, saying that just things didn't work. So in addition to her personal life with the relationship, she's been dealing with this, but she has gotten a tremendous amount of support. So thankful for that. Lizzie Musey doing a little bit better. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. Larry Hunt, my pal, the Night Train from Ozark Raceway Park, one of the real personalities down there. It's been a while since I've seen you, Larry. Good to see you here, my friend. Thursday night, SRX Superstar Racing Experience, the Tony Stewart Racing, was at Stafford, Connecticut, I believe it was. Denny Hamlin took the checkers in this one. Ryan Newman was second, and Clint Boyer third, followed by Paul Tracy, Haley Deegan, Marco Andretti, Ken Schrader, Bobby Labonte, Brad Keselowski, Tony Kanaan, Tony Stewart, and Kevin Harvick. So Denny Hamlin takes the checkers at round number 1 of the SRX Racing Experience. Talking about E3 a minute ago. I don't have the results. I try every week. Let me tell you, if I don't have results to a track, I can promise you it isn't from lack of trying. We do our very best to get the results, from just downright begging tracks to get them, to pursuing all sorts of subscribing to different sites and doing all sorts of things. I do my best. I don't have the results from E3. What I do have is that this little cheesy monkey right here, Miss Danny Rose Aziz, brought home her very first trophy. It got rained out. I know that there was some. I wasn't sure how much of the racing went on there, Kenny. So thank you for that. I checked their page, but Danny Aziz, what I know is that this young lady brought home her first trophy, and I couldn't be happier for her, and she couldn't be happier with herself, I believe, in that photo. So congratulations. Just want to acknowledge that Miss Danny Rose with her first trophy. Only a couple of the classes got to run. Well, that's unfortunate. Definitely was a bummer with the rain yesterday and today. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and mention this while we're talking about it. I-70 Raceway did not race today because of the rain. I believe there was another one. There's a few rainouts, real big storms coming through, so kind of surprising this point in July. Doe Run Raceway, Doe Run, Missouri on Friday night. B-Mod Josh Reed, Brian Worley takes your mod lights. Jace Cooksey in the Restricted Ring Micro. Pro 4 Mini Stock went to Kyle Jarrett. Marty Mays is your spectator winner. Ryan Mueller in the 600cc OWM. The LO205 8-14s was Landon Littrell. Chase Nash takes the LO206 beginner. And Grayson Cooksey, so you got Jason Grayson both taking the wins here. Grayson Cooksey in the junior sprints, congratulations to them. Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio had the 2 nights of lead up, and then had the night before KNIGHT, and then the Royal Saturday or something like that. Well, Friday night, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, Carson Macedo takes the win, Brad Sweet was second, and Giovanni Scelzi rounds out your top three. Last night was the big one. Donnie Schatz takes the win, Brent Marks is second, and David Gravel rounds out your top three. Donnie Schatz takes home the big check at Eldora Speedway. Ozark Raceway Park yesterday. Now, this is one of those events that's always really cool. The IHRA Ironman. So in addition to, they had big money riding on this, and then they got a really cool Ironman trophy. Kind of looks like the Oscar a little bit. It's a cool trophy. Congratulations to these drivers. This went on last night at Ozark Raceway Park in the top class. Casey Dilbeck takes the win. Mods was Brian Walker. Sportsman goes to Steve Carlock. Larry Sayre is your motorcycle winner. Jasmine Farrow takes the junior dragster. No Electronics was Cody Bennett. And the 6.5 index went to Bobby Turley. Mocan Dragway. Well, because of the rain, they had moved their event. It originally was slated for a Friday, Saturday. It ended up being a Saturday, Sunday. So that event is finishing up right now. We don't have the final results, but we do have this that Mocan and Carl Blanton both posted about. Scott Palmer blasted down the Smoking Mocan to a 5:11 in his top fuel dragster to reset the quarter-mile track record. We had an absolutely capacity crowd on hand to watch. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. Not only did he do that, I know he reset the track record for like the 8th mile, the quarter mile, the 1,000 foot, all sorts of things. I think he was 265 miles per hour at the 1/8 mark. So Scott Palmer had all sorts of vehicles out there. He is always awesome and puts on a great show. So hopefully the folks there at Mocan are enjoying that. I know Chesney Thomas is taking photos out there, and so we'll see some of her great work. Moving over to dirt track, last night, Valley Speedway, Green Valley, Missouri. E-Mod went to Mike Richardson. Nick Dangerfield takes your Dirt Demon. Jack Wagner takes the POWRi War Sprints non-wing. Truman Asher in the B-Mod. And Dylan Rafferty continuing the perfection in the Mod Lights class. Federated I-55 Speedway Raceway in Peevely, Missouri. All dirt car classes here. The UMP Modified went to Trey Harris. Jill Ortberg in the Pro Mod. Lee Stupi in the Sportsman. Chuck Johnson in the Sport Compact. The Vintage Mod classes had 2 A features. Caleb McClintock in the first and Brian Wolfmeyer in the second. Mighty Tri-State Speedway, my buddy Rob Nugent over there running the media. Last night, USRA Factory Stock, Dallas Borland. In the stock car class, Brandon Hunter, Kyle Slater in the B-Mod, and Trevor Hughes in the Modifieds. Lake Ozark Speedway, Lake of the Ozarks, Eldon, Missouri. POWRi classes across the board. The Midwest Mod went to Logan Roark. Derek Henson in your Super Stock. Darren Porter in the Pure Stock. Cole Campbell takes the B-Mod. And Hornet class goes to David Kirkpatrick. Oklahoma City, the I-44 Riverside Speedway. Junior Sprint Micros goes to Sawyer McBride. Maddox McBride takes the Restrictor Micro. Modifieds went to Blaine Button. David Jacobs in the Turf Tire Mods. Non-wing Micro goes to Dalton Burley. Brant Woods takes the Checkers in the A-Class Winged Micro. And Jerry Cantrell in the Tuner class. Nevada Speedway. POWRi Superstock went to Justin Beasley. Jerry Morgan takes the POWRi B-Mod. Pure Stock goes to Norman Mackley. POWRi Midwest Mod winner Jack Owens. Mike Baxter takes the win in the Outlaw 4-cylinder. And the Mini Stock, Josh Barker. I-35 Speedway in Winston, Missouri, always a huge turnout. Tyler Hibner in the USRA Modified. Tyler Cadwallader in the USRA Modified. USRA Stock Car goes to Jeff Dixon. Pure Stock goes to Mike Miller. Tommy Cordry in the Midwest Limited Late Model. E-Mod, Adam Dunwoody. Brad Mick takes the Sport Compact. Midwest Lightning Sprint, Stanley Kreisel. And Bryson Bozick in the Junior Sports Competition. Central Missouri Speedway in Warrensburg, Missouri. Stephen Clancy takes your POWRi B-Mod win. POWRi Superstock goes to Aaron Poe. POWRi Pure Stock, Jonathan Evans. POWRi Midwest Mod, Dustin Dennison. And in the Vintage class, Chad Eichelberry. Central Arkansas Motor Speedway down in Plummerville, Arkansas. Nathan Stewart takes the IMCA Modified. Josh Jackson wins the factory stock. And Hayden Lynn is your IMCA stock car winner. Springfield Raceway, here we go. POWRi Midwest Mods B Class. Austin Harrell takes the win. Michael Seitz is your Legends winner. Dustin Aiken takes the mini stock front wheel drive. POWRi Pure Stock went to Jody Tillman. POWRi Midwest Mods A Class. Anthony Fastball Ferreira takes the win. Mark Simon in the USRA stock car, and Brad Looney takes the win in the POWRi B Mod. Lucas Oil Speedway, they had the Diamond Nationals going on. So the top three in the MLRA Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Jonathan Davenport takes the big check. Devin Moran is second, and Ricky Thornton Jr. rounds out your podium. The USRA Modified went to Ryan Middaugh, and Waylon Dimmitt wins the USRA stock car. Moving them back to the pros. Xfinity got their racing in yesterday. The Josh Hunter Nemechek takes the win. That young fella, he does not look like he's old enough to even be driving there, let alone winning and having a family, but he's a heck of a racer. That's a good look at that car there. I like the looks of that. John Hunter Nemechek with the win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Chandler Smith is second and Austin Hill third. All three of them quite likely will be a NASCAR Cup Series next year. I'm pretty sure that it won't surprise me if all three of them actually are. Pro Motocross Championship. Well, it's the same song, different verse each week. No one has anything for Jet Lawrence. Chase Sexton was back racing. I think Chase had the whole shot, maybe one of the two motos, and outside of that, there was really nothing that anyone had for Jet Lawrence as he takes the win. Hunter Lawrence, after a couple of tough weeks, goes back to his winning ways and takes the overall win. So 450 class, Jet Lawrence continues his perfect season of no losses. He's won both motos every event this year. Chase Sexton is second. And Dylan Ferrandis, who is yet to secure a ride for next year, is third. His contract is up with Yamaha. I'm kind of thinking that maybe he'll move over to KTM with the release of Cooper Webb. 250 class, Hunter Lawrence takes a win. He'll regain the points lead there. Justin Cooper is second, and Joe Shimoda rounds out your top three. NHRA, okay, if you got it recording or something, we're gonna excuse you for this, but here we go. This is something that I saw earlier. When they said, this is a quote, when they said 372, I thought that can't be right. I'll wait until I get a look at the top end and actually look at the sheet. Well, Brittany Forces set a Bandimere track speed record. She ran a 372. She has a couple championships to her name. She unfortunately doesn't always make it to the finals, let's say, but she does have a couple championships to her name and has all 10 of the NHRA Top Fuel fastest passes. And here it is, their last time at Bandimere at this track, and she sets the new track record in her class. So I know that was really, she at least took that away. She had an early exit in the eliminations, but she did set a new record, 372. Well, here you go, Top Fuel. Clay Millican takes the win. Funny Car, Matt Hagan. Pro Stock, Troy Coughlin Jr. And Pro Stock Motorcycle goes to Gage Herrera. So we'll have the NASCAR race results. We'll get those shared up to you tomorrow. I'll monitor that while I'm at work for those of you who can. So we'll get that shared. So if you have to put that on to record, I do want to say next week the Summer Sizzler at Twister Alley Raceway. I saw a post today that there will be $100 added to each one of the classes. I believe I have that right, except for the rookies. The rookie class had something different planned by Chip and Tony and Heather and Donna and the crew down there. Well, we threw in $100. ORP TV is going to throw in the $100, so the $100 now goes across the board. Every class at the Summer Sizzler will have $100 added to their take home. So we'll let them figure that out, how that's going to get played out. But there will be $100 because nobody needs it more than the rookies. So big thank you to Bolivar Speedway, who has a double of header next week. Let me spit that out. Has a double header event next week. We'll be telling you more about that on Wednesday and giving you the preview of the Twister Alley Raceway Summer Sizzler. So a lot of big racing going on next week. Make sure you join us Wednesday, 6 p.m. We'll be here live. Congratulations, Summer. I hope you took Danny to Andy's. If she didn't go to Andy's Frozen Custard, I'm willing to take her, and maybe I'll buy myself something too while I'm there. It'll be a good excuse for me to get something. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Hey, if you got results or you have connections or you have something you want us to talk about, I'm 100%. I have no agenda here other than to hopefully see that live counter as high as it can get and see as many people here enjoying it and talking about what you want to hear and hopefully doing it in a way that you kind of enjoy. Send me an email, orptvmedia@gmail.com. Send me a text, 417-872-9854. Whatever you want to talk about, we will get that done. Thank you so much for joining us again here Sunday night. We'll be back Wednesday with birthdays, anniversaries, the forecast, and a weekend coming up of racing. Go over and check out Austin Aziz Racing. When you see our sponsors, tell them you heard about them here on ORP TV. And, hey, tell them at the tracks, too, that you heard about them. And one more thing before I go, my buddy Don McGuire is here. He has a GoFundMe set up. He's had a little bit of a setback in his recovery. He did not want to put this up, but he just, man, sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. We've donated, and if you have a couple bucks, you can help out too. They could sure use the help. Don McGuire, I love you, buddy, and we'll be thinking about you, sending lots of positive vibes and love, and I know you'll beat this. For ORP TV, I'm Stag. Danny, Miss Trophy winner and big racer, what do you have to say about all this?
See you next time. ORP TV.